Have you ever woken up thinking, how much time do I have left? At 30? Probably not. At 50? Maybe sometimes. But after 70, that question starts to appear more often, not out of fear of death, but fear of losing yourself, of becoming a burden, of forgetting people you love, of falling and not being able to get up. Most try to ignore it, but the body quietly signals, I'm getting tired, and only you can help it. This video isn't about pills, it's about what truly helps you live longer, how you sleep, what you eat, and what you think about before bed. Sometimes one piece of advice from a doctor can change everything. Watch this until the end, before it's too late. Life after 70 isn't just about age. After 70, everything feels different. The body weakens, memory slips, the world moves too fast. But life doesn't end with age, it just changes, and it requires new habits. Doctors who treat seniors for decades say the same thing. Most health problems after 70 aren't caused by age, but by bad habits, neglect, and the choice to stop living actively. Old age isn't a disease, it's a stage of life that can be clear, calm, and dignified. If you know what to do, and you do it. After 70, each year is fragile, like glass. Take care of it, or it cracks. Advice doctors. Give to their own parents. Doctors speak differently to family, honest, direct, without polite phrases. Here's what they really say to their parents. Don't take pills unless necessary. Every drug affects the liver, heart, and kidneys, even vitamins. Take only what's needed. Avoid diet, sugar-free, fortified foods. That's marketing. Eat simple, natural, whole food. Move every day. Even small movements keep the body working. Sleep in total silence. No TV, no lights. Your brain needs true rest. Don't hide symptoms. Fear and silence can be dangerous. Speak up early. These aren't trendy tips. They're real advice that helps people live longer and better. Story. James, 78. James had always been full of energy. He worked on a farm, rarely got sick, and proudly said, I'm strong as an oak. But at some point, he began to feel tired. His heart raced more often. Sleep became restless. Eating felt like a chore. He blamed it all on age and stayed silent. One day, he collapsed in the kitchen, not from illness, just weakness. The doctor said, if you had come a month earlier, vitamins and light treatment would have been enough. But now he needed medication, tests, and bed rest. Later, James told his son, I thought aging meant keeping quiet. Turns out, it means speaking up. Being honest with yourself, that's what extends life. The body always gives signals. You just have to hear them. 5 habits that steal years after 70. After age 70, everything you do either supports your life or shortens it. There's no neutral, just helpful or harmful. These are the habits doctors say are especially dangerous for seniors. Sitting too much. Long hours in a chair weaken muscles, slow circulation, and make blood pressure unstable. The less you move, the harder even simple things become. From sitting to being bedridden is a short path. Eating too much at night. Digestion slows with age. A heavy dinner can cause poor sleep, blood sugar spikes, or even a nighttime crisis. Instead, choose light, warm food 3 to 4 hours before bed. Ignoring thirst. Many older people avoid water to skip nighttime trips to the bathroom, but dehydration thickens the blood, stresses the kidneys, increases the risk of clots, and harms memory. Better to drink more during the day and protect your health. Living in silence and isolation. Loneliness is a major factor in rapid aging. The brain needs emotion, connection, faces, voices. Even a brief phone call, a chat with a neighbor, or a smile at the pharmacy can help. Taking medications without supervision. As we age, the liver, kidneys, and heart change how they process drugs. Doses must be adjusted, yet many people keep taking what they were prescribed 10 years ago. That's dangerous. Even a basic aspirin can become harmful. Letting go of these habits can give you back years, sometimes even decades. Why doctors often mention silent weakness. After 70, most health issues don't scream. They whisper every day through fatigue, shortness of breath, poor appetite, restless sleep. This is called silent weakness. Experienced doctors can spot it, but patients often miss it. You may not feel sick, but you don't feel strong either. You wake up tired. Walking to the store feels like a marathon. Cooking is exhausting. Sleep doesn't refresh you. You tell yourself, it's just aging. But often, it's not. It's a warning. This is how heart failure, diabetes, mini strokes, and low oxygen levels show up. These conditions can be managed, but only if you speak up, only if you stop hiding the signs. Doctors often say they came too late, not because of age, but because the patient stayed silent, too proud or afraid to ask. Don't make the same mistake. Doctors' longevity formula, the 4 pillars. According to many geriatric specialists, people who live into their 90s with a clear mind and good mobility nearly always follow 4 basic rules. Daily gentle movement. This isn't exercise, it's living. A short walk, light stretching, arm raises, or tending the garden. Anything is better than lying still. Simple, wholesome food. Vegetables, whole grains, fish, eggs, nuts, low sugar and salt. Avoid processed food, no fancy diets, just mindful eating. Sleep in a cool, dark room. Ideal temperature is 64 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. No TV, no lights. This lets your brain heal, your heart rest, and your body reset. Real human connection, face-to-face or on the phone. Someone to share a story with, ask advice, or laugh with. This supports life better than most medications. These 4 points aren't theories. They're real-life habits of hundreds of thousands of long-living people across the world. What a doctor says when an older person has leg pain. One of the most common complaints after age 70 is pain in the legs. People say, "My legs won't hold me," or "they feel like concrete," or "everything hurts," knees, feet, all of it. But few understand that the legs are often the first to weaken. They feel the loss of strength, poor circulation, and lack of movement before anything else. To a doctor, these complaints aren't just about age. They're signs of poor blood flow, muscle loss, joint wear and tear, electrolyte imbalances, even early heart or kidney issues. Many people think, "I'll just rest and it will pass." But what the body really needs is gentle reactivation. Movement, even small, matters. Wiggle your feet, move your ankles. Even while sitting, keep your muscles alive. Here's the key. If you stop moving your legs, the brain takes it as a signal. The function isn't needed anymore. But if you start moving again, the brain says, function is active, support it. Stroke prevention. Tips that protect the brain. A stroke doesn't always look dramatic. It can be quiet. No sharp pain, no collapse. Sometimes it's just confusion, arm weakness, or unusual sleepiness. But the effects can be devastating. Doctors agree. It's easier to prevent a stroke than to treat one. And here's what they recommend to people over 70. Check your blood pressure twice a day, even if it's usually fine. Spikes are what matter. Monitor heart rhythm. Atrial fibrillation is a major cause of stroke. Don't ignore dizziness or numbness. They may be mini strokes. Stay hydrated. Thick blood increases risk. Take care of your neck. The arteries that feed your brain run through it. If your neck is tight, your brain gets less oxygen. And remember, movement feeds the brain. Even walking slowly around your home keeps brain cells active, strengthens connections, and lowers your risk of dementia and stroke. How to keep your memory strong after 70 without pills. Even at 90, an older person can have a sharp memory, but only if the brain stays active. The brain works best when it's nourished, moved, challenged, and protected from overload. Here's what doctors recommend to preserve memory. Sleep. At least 7 hours a night. Sleep is like deep cleaning for the brain. Without it, things pile up. Food rich in antioxidants, berries, greens, nuts, fish, olive oil. Less sugar. It damages brain vessels and lowers focus. Live conversations. One good talk with your grandchild beats 100 crossword puzzles. New tasks. Plant a flower, learn a song, try a new recipe. It all trains your brain. Peace of mind. Constant fear shuts down the mind. The brain freezes. Learn to breathe out. Leave bad news at the door. Give your brain all of this, and it will reward you, even in very old age, even after health scares. Lungs. The quiet engine of life after 70. After age 70, the lungs don't work the way they did before. They become less elastic. It's harder for them to push out stale air and absorb fresh oxygen. This is especially true if a person moves very little, spends most of their time sitting, or has a history of smoking. Many people don't notice how their breathing becomes shallow. They just feel tired, as if for no reason. There's dizziness, shortness of breath, and a quiet sense of anxiety. Here's what doctors recommend. Take slow, deep breaths in the morning and before bed. Inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6. This trains the lungs. Air out the bedroom regularly. Fresh air improves sleep and oxygen levels in the brain. Don't sleep half sitting unless you have to. That makes breathing harder. The best position is on your side with a straight back. Breathe through your nose. Breathing through the mouth dries out your airways and lowers protection against bacteria. Never ignore a cough. Even a light one could signal hidden infections, bronchitis, or early fluid buildup in the lungs. Remember, weakened lungs don't hurt. They just go quiet. And if you ignore the signs, your body slowly fades from lack of oxygen. But give your lungs air and movement, and they will come back to life. The gut, your second brain and key to longevity. After 70, digestion slows down. The muscles of the gut weaken. Gut bacteria change. Many older adults complain of a hard belly, bloating after meals, or no bowel movement for 2 days. Some think this is just normal aging, but it's not. It's a warning sign. Doctors say a healthy gut means clean blood, strong immunity, and a clear mind. Here's what you need to know. Without movement, digestion stalls. Even 10 steps after a meal help your gut work. Drink 1 to 1.5 liters of water daily. Without water, food doesn't move through the body. Eat fiber every day. Bran, apples, pumpkin, zucchini, oats. Not a pill, a habit. Avoid heavy meals at night. A large dinner stops digestion. By morning, you feel heavy, bloated, and foggy. Watch your stool. It reflects your health. Sudden changes, blood, mucus, or pain are signs to see a doctor, not to ignore. When your gut works well, your whole body thrives. When it doesn't, problems begin. Poor sleep, fatigue, liver overload, anxiety, headaches. Why older adults should never wait it out. Many seniors say, "It'll pass," or "I'll lie down and feel better," or "It's just age." But doctors warn, this habit of waiting and tolerating is what damages health most after 70. An aging body doesn't shout its problems, it dims them. Here's what that looks like. Constant fatigue isn't just being tired, it's a signal. Loss of appetite isn't a mood, it's a symptom. Daytime drowsiness isn't a habit. It might be poor metabolism or low oxygen. Avoiding walks isn't laziness. It may mean muscle loss or hidden fear. Not caring about loved ones isn't personality. It could be early depression or cognitive decline. A good doctor will always say, if something feels off, don't wait. It's better to check and find nothing than to miss something serious. The best thing you can do after 70 is not give up on yourself. Don't accept decline as your fate. Don't blame everything on age. Listen to your body and never be afraid to ask for help. Blood pressure, thyroid, and lab tests that extend life. After 70, the body changes, but one thing stays crucial: control. Not in theory, but in real numbers. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and thyroid function must be tracked. Many seniors say, "I feel fine, so I'm healthy." But doctors know that strokes, heart attacks, and comas often happen to those who never complained. Here's what truly matters. Blood pressure. Ideal is under 140/90. Even normal for old age at 160 is a serious risk. High pressure damages vessels, increases the risk of stroke, weakens kidneys, and harms vision. Fasting blood sugar. Below 5.5 is normal. Up to 7 means prediabetes. Diabetes in seniors destroys the body slowly but steadily. Blood vessels, eyes, kidneys, feet. Cholesterol. Total cholesterol should be under 5. LDL, bad cholesterol, under 3. High levels narrow arteries and raise the risk of heart and brain issues. TSH, thyroid hormone. Even small changes in thyroid function can cause fatigue, depression, unstable blood pressure, and weight gain, especially in women over 65. Vitamin D and B12. Deficiency is common after 70, and it's directly linked to memory, immunity, mood, and even balance when walking. What to do? Get a blood test at least once a year. Write your numbers down. If you feel weak, swollen, or anxious, don't guess. Test your blood. No one says you must live by charts, but when you know your numbers, you can manage your health. You stay in control instead of being a victim of surprise. Foods that harm after 70, and what to eat instead. As we age, the body becomes more sensitive. What once caused no problem can now have serious effects, especially food. Doctors often say, "You're not getting old, you're just eating wrong." Here's what causes harm. Sugar. It damages blood vessels, increases inflammation, and fuels dementia. Even a couple of cookies can affect your brain and circulation. white bread and pastries. They spike blood sugar, add weight, and cause joint inflammation. Sausages and processed meats. They're full of salt, additives, and hidden fats. They raise blood pressure and overwork the liver. Fried food, oxidized fats damage your cells, especially harmful when frying with vegetable oil. Alcohol, even in small amounts, it worsens arrhythmia, affects memory, and disrupts sleep. What helps? Steamed or baked vegetables, buckwheat, oats, chicken, fish, eggs, low-fat cottage cheese, kefir, nuts, seeds, a bit of dark chocolate, apples, berries, fresh greens. Longevity is not about diets. It's about simple, homemade food. Natural, warm, balanced. No extremes, just care and consistency. Why living alone is dangerous, even if you feel fine. Loneliness kills, not instantly, but slowly, through apathy, anxiety, insomnia, and illness. Doctors say social isolation is as dangerous as smoking or high blood pressure. After 70, many people lose social circles, friends pass away, family gets busy, some simply withdraw. But with each day without connection, the brain shuts down a little more. Less interest, fewer emotions, fading memory, how to protect yourself. Keep in contact with at least 1 to 2 people, daily if possible. If no one calls, you call. Accept help. Don't worry about being a burden. Go where people are, the pharmacy, store, a bench outside. Speak, listen, laugh. These are not small things. They're therapy for the brain. If you can, make connection a habit. Even 10 minutes a day, it can extend your life, protect your memory, and bring meaning back. Movement that keeps the mind and body sharp after 80. Many believe that staying in shape after 70 means going to the gym or doing 30-minute workouts. But the truth is much simpler. Doctors say the body and brain don't decline because of age, but because of inactivity. When a person sits for 10 to 12 hours a day, several things start to go wrong. Blood flow slows down, muscles weaken, digestion becomes sluggish. Brain function begins to fade. Even if you see yourself as a homebody, you still need to move, just a little, but every day. This is what truly extends life and keeps your mind clear. Here's what actually works. Walking around the house. Even 5 minutes every hour helps prevent clots and swelling. Simple seated exercises. Point your toes, rotate your feet, lift your legs. It all activates circulation. Gentle stretching in the morning. It improves flexibility, reduces pain, and helps the brain wake up. Doing chores while standing. Wipe a table, organize items, pour tea. Avoid doing everything while seated. Taking walks, even if short. Even with a cane, outside, with air, sunlight, and movement. What matters most is consistency, not quantity. Better to move for 5 minutes every hour than sit still all day and exercise once a week. Even if you think it's too late, just start. After 3 days, you'll feel lighter. After a week, freer. After a month, you'll realize you can do more than you thought. Why the brain slows down and how to keep it strong. After 70, many notice it's harder to remember names, dates, or tasks. Words get mixed up. There's a fog in the mind. This doesn't mean you're losing your mind. It just means your brain needs attention. What happens to the brain with age? Blood supply decreases. Connections between neurons fade. Information processing slows. Stress and anxiety affect the brain more, but doctors agree. The brain is like a muscle. It stays strong when it's used. Here's what helps. Reading. No need for hours. Just a few pages in the morning and evening. Crosswords or puzzles. They activate logic and reasoning. Writing by hand. A shopping list, a journal entry, a letter to a grandchild. Writing strengthens coordination, memory, and focus. Conversations. The more you talk, the more your brain stays active. Learning something new, even small things, a new recipe, a song, a word. Every bit of novelty builds new connections in the brain. Don't fear forgetfulness or small mistakes. That's normal. But the brain needs fuel, oxygen, movement, information, and emotion. Give it what it needs, and even at 85, you'll be able to think clearly, make decisions, and stay yourself. How to stay calm when everything is changing. Old age brings change. Friends pass away. The body changes. Loneliness, fear, and anxiety show up. Many lose their inner balance. But doctors who work with older people say peace of mind is the key to long life. Not pills, not vitamins, but inner stability. What helps maintain calm? Daily routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time. It balances your hormones and nervous system. Less news. Too much information creates stress. Watch one program with interest. A personal task, even something small, taking care of houseplants, organizing a drawer. This gives a sense of control. Nature. Walk in the park, look out the window, feel the breeze. It grounds you. Prayer or meditation. Calm breathing. Feeling the moment. It eases tension. Most importantly, talk about how you feel. Don't keep your worries inside. Speak with loved ones or say it out loud, even to yourself. That alone helps. Your heart after 70, how to keep it going. The heart isn't just an organ. It's a motor that runs every day, non-stop. And as we age, more stress is placed on it. But the heart doesn't only suffer from bad food or illness. It suffers from loneliness, worry, exhaustion, and unspoken emotions. After 70, heart disease is the top cause of serious health issues. But for many, the heart breaks not from a heart attack, but from emotional burnout. What supports the heart in old age? Peace. Less stress means a steadier rhythm. Anger, fear, resentment, all of it strains the heart. Routine. The heart loves predictability. Wake up, eat, take a walk, rest. It lowers the strain. Movement. Gentle, daily movement. Even 15 minutes of walking reduces risk of stroke or heart attack. Connection. Love and emotional support matter more than medicine. People who feel cared for live longer. Blood pressure checks. Monitor regularly, even if it's always been normal. Aging changes everything. And don't forget, the heart responds to simple joys. A warm cup of tea, a photo of your grandkids, a song from your youth, anything that brings a smile keeps your heart beating, because those things mean life. It's not the body that ages, it's the habits. One of the biggest secrets to longevity, according to doctors, is the ability to adapt. Change your routine if it no longer works. Change habits if they're holding you back. Change your diet if your body isn't handling it well. The most harmful phrases are, "It's too late for me. I've always done it this way," I'm too old to change. But science proves the body can adapt until the very end. The more flexible you are, the longer you maintain strength, clarity, and interest in life. Here are habits worth letting go. Staying up too late, eating heavy meals at night, drinking too little water, avoiding the outdoors, sitting for 10 hours a day, eating anything because it doesn't matter anymore. And here are habits that bring renewal. A glass of water first thing in the morning. A walk every day. One vegetable-based meal per day. A short conversation with someone. A small daily goal. A moment of gratitude in the evening. Aging is not a disease, it's a stage of life. And how you go through it is up to you. Longevity is not a secret, it's a choice. Every day after age 70 is a step either toward life or away from it. It's not a dramatic choice. It's in small daily decisions. Sit or stand. Stay silent or speak. Turn on the news or play music. Worry or let go. Doctors who've worked with long-living elders for decades say these people don't live longer because of their genes, but because of their mindset. They faced pain, loss, and fatigue, but they chose to live, not just to survive, but to live with curiosity, attention, and joy in the little things. They wake up with gratitude. They walk, even when it's hard. They support others, even when they need support themselves. Longevity isn't magic. It's a choice made every day. Longevity foods, what doctors recommend. There's a group of foods that doctors and gerontologists call longevity foods. They're not magic, but they give the body what it needs to live longer and feel better. Here are the most important ones. Vegetables, especially green ones. Broccoli, spinach, green peas. Fish, 2 to 3 times a week. Mackerel, herring, salmon. Nuts, in small amounts. Walnuts, almonds, hazelnuts. Oats and buckwheat. They raise blood sugar slowly and nourish the brain. Lentils and beans, a healthy source of protein and fiber. Berries, especially blueberries and cranberries. They support memory. Fermented dairy, kefir, yogurt, cottage cheese. Eggs, rich in protein, vitamin D, and lecithin. Olive oil, full of omega fats and antioxidants. Clean water, the foundation of everything. Even mild dehydration affects memory and blood pressure. Make a simple daily menu. Include 3 or 4 of these foods each day. Not a strict diet. A kind habit. Not about rules, about care. Your doctor isn't a magician, but you can be your own healer. Even the best doctor can't be with you every day, but your body is. Every minute, it listens to you, and it responds. What makes long livers different isn't just medication, it's self-trust, a gentle routine, and mindful care. It's respect for age, not fear, not shame, not a fight, just respect. When you stop fighting your body and start working with it, it responds, it relaxes, it heals. Living long doesn't mean living in misery. Sometimes it feels like living longer is a punishment, full of pain, weakness, and loneliness. But doctors who work with seniors every day say something different. Those who live the longest usually live mindfully. They know how to stay in the moment. They don't waste energy on anger or regret. They eat simply. They move gently. They think clearly. And they find joy in small things. Yes, the body changes, but you are more than your body. You are your memories, your experiences, your wisdom. That's what matters most. And your body is just a tool. If you treat it kindly, it will keep serving you. It doesn't matter if you're 70, 80, or 90. If you woke up today, you still have a chance to eat better, to move more, to sleep deeper, to support your heart and mind, a chance to feel like you're in control again, not just surviving, but truly living. You've already come a long way. You have strength, you have experience, and that means you have everything you need to keep going with self-respect and purpose. This video isn't about your age. It's about the fact that you're still here. And because you're still here, anything is still possible. Share your story in the comments. We would be happy to hear it and help you. Also, give this video a like and subscribe to Health Bloom 60 Plus. Turn on notifications so you never miss simple health truths backed by science. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.